Oh, in other news, we got the boss
Yes.
on New Balance.
Right.
We kind of knew it was happening. We've seen Instagrams of him,
Yeah.
skating in the shoes and stuff like that. The Vans thing didn't last too long, I think, right? What was
How
he
long
down
was
there?
it?
A year?
Two.
Couple years.
Yeah, really? Two.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
would.
2 years?
I would
Really?
say before 2000 or right in 2020, maybe before 2020.
God, I felt like it was
Yeah, I would say it was 2
shorter
years.
than
I
that.
did too.
COVID was a time warp.
That's
No
true.
doubt. No doubt.
Wow.
Boss making boss moves right here.
From what I've heard is like he just wants a skate shoe that's gonna make him skate longer, like
Right.
padding wise and everything. And he tried those. It's like I just need to skate the shoe.
Yeah.
This is gonna make me skate longer.
It's funny because, like, if you would have told me Andrew Reynolds skating in Tiago's shoe, I would have said, no way.
Yeah.
I can't even picture that.
Imagine.
But you
Tiago.
see him, you see him skating the shoe and you're like, okay. Like it works,
It works. If I'm being honest, and it's just my opinion, so whatever, I think he looks better in New Balance than he did in Vans.
Interesting. I thought he looked good in the half cabs.
I didn't like it.
Really? Why?
Because my Andrew Reynolds is the end Andrew Reynolds.
Okay.
And that
Yeah,
Reynolds
puffier
was like
shoe.
puffy.
Yeah,
He
the
was
cup
on
sole,
some-
yeah.
he was G. Vans was like old man Reynolds, which there's a space for. It wasn't my favorite. Nothing wrong with that.
I feel you.
I like the
Agreed.
way he looks in those.
My favorite Reynolds was 4-star Reynolds when he was on 4-star. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
Because that's basically that same time
It's
frame.
the same
But
stuff,
yeah.
it's interesting. So back in the day, he skated like the big America shoes, like the Reynolds 1 and 2s. Like
Yeah.
they were big. Those were like those.
Exactly.
And then America slimmed their shoes down to all vulcanized soles, basically.
Which
You know-
Reynolds 3 Reynolds was ill too.
Yeah.
I like that Reynolds.
Yeah. And then, but those are pretty much exactly the same as Vans. You know, they're the same look. And then it went back to the old Reynolds where it's like
Yeah.
big puffy shoes again.
I don't know, man. It's yeah. I get what you're saying.
But man, this be like just
No, yeah,
deep
yeah.
diving right
Yeah.
there, I guess.
I think I don't know, man. I just like the way he looks in New Balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I think it's gonna work.
I just could not have, if you told me, I couldn't picture it.
Yeah.
I couldn't. Oh, New Balance, yes, but in Tiago's shoe. Like it just
Right.
didn't make sense to me.
Right. I
don't know
But
where
once
I-
you see it, yeah.
I thought he was going to skate some vulcanized shoe or
Yeah,
something, right?
something-
Like on
something more classic or something more mellow, basic.
I saw something. I don't remember where it was posted, but it was basically an image of all the shoes Andrew had tried during his time between Vans and now, and they were all cut in half. And apparently, he cuts all his shoes down the middle to see the inner workings.
Yeah.
And because he's kind of got that madness of needing to know, so that goes to your point of like, I want a shoe that's going to make me skate better, longer, or make him feel better on his board. So you can tell he's very meticulous. He had like links cut in half. He had like a bunch of different shoes that he was trying.
I feel like for the longest time, I feel like skate shoes were just cardboard and rubber.
Well, you could
That's
at a
it.
certain point
Yeah.
there probably were, but like there's so much detail in between like the soles and all that stuff that
The
like most,
technology's coming along, but for a while there, it was just like cardboard and,
yeah, a lot of people were skating vulcanized, just straight vulcanized
Yeah.
shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the materials being used nowadays are definitely a little more high tech. That's for sure.
You know what's funny too though, even when you go back to like look at a Reynolds 3, at that time it was super slim and minimal, but you look at it now, it's still puffy and
Yeah.
it's still a big shoe.
For sure.
It was just
Like-
vulcanized.
We got a set right here. This is a thick sole right here, dude.
Mm-hmm.
This is the ones he's skating, but like imagine cutting these in half. How do you cut shoes in half?
A little jigsaw.
Yeah,
you
I
can work
guess.
that
Get a
out.
little
I just
sawzall.
never
Or a
tried it.
table
Work
saw,
that
whatever
out.
You should
got.
try it.
Do you have?
Give it a try.
Okay, I'll give it a try right
Yeah,
now.
go to Home Depot, rent a tool.
I'll get some putty for the wall. I'll get some drywall too.
It's a whole different project. It's a whole different project, Ken. Yeah.
I thought it was a great move, though. I think
Kelly, during the show right now, we're going to get you a razor blade and just cut that shoe in half.
There it
It's
is.
a whole show.
That's
Yeah.
the task.
Kitchen knife in there.
You can do
Yeah.
that.
Get the bread
Get a butter knife.
Get a butter
bread.
knife.
Yeah.
Just
No,
like,
the bread, the serrated bread knife. Just start hacking away at that thing.
But
I want to. I'm interested now. I want to see what's in there.
it's funny though because you always hear these stories of Reynolds being so particular about what he rides, and he's so like drawn on his Instagram. I think he posted it, or maybe it was a Village Psychic that did a little.
That's probably where I saw it.
And
Yep.
he described on a piece of paper like the landing zone and blah, 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 all these things that you're like, none of us are.
there it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
that's so sick.
Crazy.
I'm like, did he cut his Reynolds? Is that
Oh,
the
he cut him the long way.
Yeah.
I'm thinking just.
Like,
I was thinking just straight in half. That would be an easier cut.
Yeah.
You know. Wow. Okay. Damn.
Yeah, you really get a scope of it. You cut it that way, that's for sure.
We get a glimpse into what Andrew Reynolds does every night while he's watching his stories.
Right.
Just sits there and
Like
chops
getting
shoes
in
in
there.
there.
All skateboarding, man.
I like that little candle holder he's got there. It's very, it's
He's
very
the
nice.
man.
It's
He
very
is the
nice.
man.
Yeah.
love that.
Well, congrats, Reynolds, man. I mean, New Balance is a good home for him, I feel like.
Yes.
I mean, he's up there with, you know, a lot of great skateboarders, and I think he could last a long time there, you know,
Yeah,
throughout the
for
rest of his
sure,
career.
man.
Just be a fucking legend on that team, you know?
They are killing it, man. New Balance, straight up, from the internal to now, like just their team is just really stacking. Awesome team, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw on Look Back Library on his Instagram, he was at the New Balance offices, and they were like, he was showing the inspiration for the ad they pulled up, like the new boss, New Balance, and it was an ad campaign from it was like just the regular, like a regular magazine of like an old person wearing like the shoes, and it was just sort of like that was the inspiration behind that ad. It had been
Archived it.
Yeah. I can't remember what the saying was.
When they're going is tough, the tough get going.
Yeah, exactly. And I was just like, oh, they're pulling inspiration from themselves, and also
They do that a lot, yeah.
they pulled inspiration from the song he skated to from the end for that clip.
Oh wow.
You know that clip they skate like the
yeah,
clip.
yeah. I've seen it, but I hadn't like paid attention to it like that. Yeah.
The song he skates to in the end is that song.
That's so dope.
So I was like, oh, okay,
That's smart.
they're putting his history and New Balance history together, which
Love
is
it.
good.
And they're going to do a great job over there with Jake Darwin
All day.
and
Kyle
Camarillo,
Yeah.
with the video stuff and everything. They'll probably do some rad pieces, stuff like that. But yeah,
I've been seeing a lot more
Reynolds.
commercials of them too, bro. Like they got next. I think that's a part of their mantra, I believe.
They had a big old
Yeah.
booth at Complex Con with that. Like,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I saw like during all the soccer games.
That's a statement, though. They got next.